Welcome to the NewsHour. More than 60,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since Hamas terror attacks kicked off the war with Israel some 21 months ago. That's according to Gaza's health ministry, which says more than 24 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes overnight.
In the meantime, Israel's prime minister is facing growing international pressure to end the war. And a leading food crisis group is now warning of widespread famine in Gaza as deaths from starvation rise. And a warning, some images in this story are disturbing. Daybreak in Gaza's Nuseirat camp, revealing more death and destruction wrought by Israeli strikes overnight. Familiar wails of mourning as another round of relentless funerals unfolds. And as hungry Palestinians face an impossible choice to seek food or die trying.
He went to bring a bag of flour. He came back in a body bag.
But it's not just strikes that are killing Gazans. They're also dying of starvation amid a near total aid blockade by Israel since March. Among them, 5-month-old Zainab Abu Khalib, who died of malnutrition a few days ago.
We have been in the hospital for 3 months to no avail. This is how she looked before being sick. The girl suffered a lot.
Today, a dire statement from the leading international authority on food crises, the IPC, saying, quote, the worst-case scenario of famine is playing out in the Gaza Strip. Widespread starvation, malnutrition, and disease are driving a rise in hunger-related deaths. Among the worst affected are children. The IPC reports that more than 20,000 kids have been admitted to Gaza hospitals for acute malnutrition since April. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says of the 150 Gazans who've died of starvation since the war began, 88 have been children. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu denies there's any starvation or policy of starvation in Gaza. And Israeli officials blame UN agencies for failing to distribute aid and blame Hamas for diverting aid. Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar today.
Who is responsible for this tough reality? I answered, this is Hamas. Whether there is a starvation policy, no, the contrary is right. We are doing amazing efforts, including this week.
A USAID analysis reportedly found no evidence of systematic aid theft by Hamas, and the New York Times recently reported the Israeli military never found proof Hamas had systematically stolen aid, citing senior Israeli military officials. Israel has allowed more food and supplies in this week amid building international pressure. Aid trucks rolled into Gaza from Egypt today for a third consecutive day, and Israel is now allowing humanitarian airdrops by foreign countries. Gazans and aid groups say it's not nearly enough. Meanwhile, in the UK, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer ramped up pressure on Israel today, saying his country will recognize a Palestinian state soon if Israel doesn't commit to ending the war.
I can confirm the UK will recognize the state of Palestine by the United Nations General Assembly in September, unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza, agree to a ceasefire, and commit to a long-term sustainable peace.
That followed France's pledge last week to recognize a Palestinian state, even as Germany's chancellor said formal recognition is not the right step right now. But the prospects of a Palestinian state seem to dim this week, as a report from Israeli newspaper Haaretz said Prime Minister Netanyahu will propose a plan to annex parts of Gaza if Hamas does not agree to a hostage release and ceasefire deal soon. Netanyahu reportedly told Israeli ministers that the plan has been approved by the Trump administration. Today, criticism of Israel's war conduct came from one of President Trump's closest allies. In a social media post last night, Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene became the first member of her party in Congress to call what's happening in Gaza a genocide, all while deaths in Gaza from strikes and starvation continue to rise every day.